Hello everyone. Today we are going to talk about something that can completely transform the way you approach challenges, success, and personal growth. Yes, you're right. We are talking about your mindset. So, welcome to the session on growth mindset versus fixed mindset. Let's unlock your potential. Now, you may be wondering why this session is it so important? Should I listen to the whole video or not? Yes, let me tell you, by the end of the session, you will not only understand the power of mindset but also have a practical strategies to develop a growth mindset and unlock your full potential. So, let's get started. The first question that comes to your mind is, what is mindset? Now let's start with a simple question. How do you react to challenges? Do you see them as opportunities to learn or as a proof that you are not good enough? Your answer depends on your mindset. A mindset is simply the way we think about our abilities and potential. And trust me, it affects everything from how we handle setbacks to how we pursue our goals. Remember, a fixed mindset says, I am just not good at it. But at the same time, a mindset which is a growth mindset would say, I can improve with practice. Now, as Henry Ford once said, that whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So come on, let's explore the difference between these two mindsets. Let's compare the two mindsets. Imagine two students, Alex and Sam. Now they both are struggling with math. Alex believes that I am just bad at maths and avoids trying harder because he has decided that no, he's not good at maths, so he is not working on it. But on the other hand, his friend Sam thinks that if he keeps practicing, he'll get better. So what happens in the end? Over a period of time, Sam improves while Alex stays stuck. Now that's the power of mindset. Growth mindset believes intelligence and abilities can improve with effort. Whereas a fixed mindset believes intelligence is fixed and it is not changeable. Now, there's a question for you. Think about a time when you faced a challenge, and now tell me, did you approach it with a fixed mindset or a growth mindset? Now that you know that what's the difference between the two, go ahead, think about it and drop your answers in the comment box. Now let's differentiate these two kinds of mindsets in a tabular manner and understand them better. Here's a quick comparison of how growth and fixed mindset affect our actions. Now let's first take up the growth mindset. The growth mindset will suggest that you embrace challenges. You are going to face your challenges and you are going to win. It might happen that you may not get successful in the first effort. But what happens? If you are consistent, you are definitely going to win someday. On the other hand, a person with a fixed mindset will do what? He would avoid challenges. A growth mindset person will persist through obstacles. He wouldn't just say, okay, stop it, I can't do it because it's very difficult, I'm not doing it. No, the person doesn't stop. He tries to clear the obstacles on the way. At the same time, The person with a fixed mindset gives it up easily. A person with a growth mindset will accept the feedback and learn from his mistakes. But a person with a fixed mindset will ignore the feedback. A person with a growth mindset would say that yes, the other person is successful, so it's an inspiration for me and let me get inspired and do something about it. But at the same time, a person with a fixed mindset would feel threatened by somebody else's success. Oh, that person would soon replace me because he's more successful than me. So at any point in time, your mindset decides whether you get inspired from somebody's success or you feel threatened by it. Now, which mindset do you think leads to success? Yes, you're right. It's the growth mindset. Now, let's go ahead and see a few real life examples of a growth mindset. The very first example, and my favorite too, is the British cycling team. Yes. Now let's take a look at this particular real life example. Now understand that for over 100 years they were underperforming. It was for a very long period that this team was not at all seen on any position around the world. It was you could say it was a pretty mediocre kind of a team. And then something happened. The coach was changed and the coach was Dave Brailsford. Now, what he brought with him was an idea of marginal gains. Small improvements in everything that they did. What they did was they optimized their bike seats so that it could be more comfortable for them while they ride. They improved on their sleeping habits. He suggested that you need to wash your hands and to improve your hygiene, and definitely they took care of the nutrition. And with these small improvements that they brought around in their everyday work, the results was that within 5 years they dominated the Tour de France and the Olympics. Now this is a proof that even a tiny change with the right mindset can lead to extraordinary success. Right? And now let's go and check another real life example. This is Thomas Edison. Now we all have heard about him, right? He is one of the greatest inventors of all time. Thomas Edison, did you know he failed over 10,000 times before perfecting the light bulb? And tell me one thing, if you were in his place, would you be so persistent? 10,000 failures to finally make a light bulb, right? Most of you would have quit, but Edison didn't. He saw each failure as a learning step and not a setback. He famously said that I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Now, isn't it positive? Now, that is the essence of a growth mindset. Learning from failures and improving continuously. Now, let's take a look at another real life example. Who doesn't know the famous author J.K. Rowling? Yes? Yeah, we all have read Harry Potter and have been mesmerized by the story of an imaginary character, isn't it? Yeah. Now, did you know that J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers before her book was accepted? So I guess those guys didn't know how successful this book is going to be. Now, while she was writing this book, or while she was getting into the career of writing, or while she started writing, she was a single mother. She was on welfare from the US government, and she could have given up. Okay, no, let me be the way I am, and anyway the government is taking care of me. but she believed in her story. And we know where her belief has brought her to. Today, she is one of the best-selling authors of all time. Remember that her success wasn't overnight. It was built on persistence and the belief that she could improve her work. Isn't it? There's one more story, and my favorite. That's the James Clear and the Atomic Habits story. Now, have you ever heard about this book, Atomic Habits? It was written by James Clear, but his journey started only after he encountered a serious baseball injury. And the injury was so serious that he nearly ended his career. What would you do? Give up? Sit around, say? No, but he didn't do that. Now, instead of giving up, what he did was he focused on tiny habits. He improved his sleeping habits, his training, and his mindset. He did with one step at a time. He went ahead to go with a single push-up a day to a pretty fit body now. And what do you see right now? Years later, he wrote Atomic Habits. Now, one of the best-selling self-improvement books that you will find today on any bookshelf is Atomic Habits. Now, his journey proves that small, consistent actions powered by a growth mindset will lead to big success. Now, guys, these were the success stories of some really, really famous people. Now, the question that might be coming up in your mind is, how do I develop a growth mindset? See, it's very simple, and I can tell you there are 4 simple steps that you can achieve a growth mindset. Firstly, embrace challenges. Wherever you see failure, don't just raise your hands up and say, okay, I can't do it, I am a failure. No. Take your failures as a learning opportunities. See, every failure needs to be treated as an opportunity for learning. Right? Effort leads to growth. That means work on your skills. You need to put in efforts to enhance your skill, to improve your skills. When people give you feedback, don't just, okay, you're giving me feedback, fine, thank you so much for your feedback. Don't just say it and keep the paper in your drawer, in the table, and just lock the drawer. Don't do that. Instead, listen to the feedback. Understand what's wrong, where you went wrong, how could you improve, what was the scope which you might have overlooked. Right? So take your feedback into account. Use the criticism as a tool for improvement. And most importantly, be inspired by others. See, if you see, nowadays we are all connected, isn't it? We have the social media buzzing in and out from here to there and everywhere. Right? So you can see a lot of successful people around you. So go ahead, learn from their success. They are not going to charge you for it, isn't it? That's way. Now remember, growth happens outside your comfort zone. So go ahead, move out of your comfort zone and get going. Now, let's take a look at certain phrases that people with growth and or fixed mindset would say. Now let's shift the way we talk to ourselves. Now, instead of saying, I'm not good at this, say, I can improve with practice. Instead of saying, I give up, say, I'll try again with a new approach, in some other manner. Maybe something I have missed, so let me do it once again. Right? Now, that's the growth mindset. And most of us, we don't start things because we feel it's too hard. Right? Tell me one thing. How many of you have been trying to embark on a health journey of life? getting your life in your lifestyle, changing your lifestyle and all. Most of us don't start, right? Because we say it's too hard. Don't do that. Start putting in efforts. Remember that everything will take time and effort. So that's the way your phrases should be. Instead of saying it's too hard, say it will take time and effort, but I'll definitely do it. Now remember, when you say something to yourself, your mind starts working in that manner. Your words actually shape your mindset. So start using the words that are growth oriented. Make your language growth oriented. Right? Now, here's a challenge for you to apply a growth mindset. Right? Now, let's make it a bit personal. Take a moment. Think. What's one challenge you have been avoiding? It could be anything. It could be maybe breaking a bad habit, or making a good habit, or maybe you're trying to achieve something, or do anything that comes to your mind that you have been avoiding. Right? Make a note of it. And now go ahead and answer the second question. How can you approach it with a growth mindset? You don't need to answer me right away. Take time, write it down. And now this small action that you would do to write will start a major change in your life. Right? So go ahead and do this. With that, we come to an end of our session today. Let's wrap it up here and understand that what we have learned in this session. We tried to learn that mindset will shape your success, and remember to choose the growth mindset. Always remember that failure is a part of learning. Don't give up if you fail. Understand, take up your failure as an opportunity. Like Edison said, isn't it? That, okay, I did not fail 10,000 times. I only learned that making a bulb in those 10,000 ways will definitely not give me the result. Right? So go ahead, take your failure as an opportunity. Try once again. God knows, the next attempt would lead you to success. Fine? And that because see, understand, if you get successful in the first attempt, so you know only one way to reach your goal, right? But if you fail 10 times and then in the 11th time you succeed, so you not only know how to succeed, but you also know the 10 ways that will lead to failure. So isn't it a learning experience for you? So go ahead, make your failures your stepping stones and keep improving. Your potential is unlimited. Believe in progress. Remember, if you are taking up the session really seriously, a year from now, you will wish you had started today. So why not start it now? Well, that was what I had to say today. Thank you very much for joining me. And if you are ready to develop your growth mindset, start by setting up a small goal today. Go ahead, drop in what's your biggest takeaway from today's session in the comments section. If you liked the video, go ahead, share it with your near and dear ones and someone who needs to get motivated. Thank you so much for your time. It's Mukta signing off for today. Please remember to like and share and subscribe.